Hey guys, Asayan here with HobbiesofaMan once again, and today we're going to be doing our haul video for the month of October. And the reason I'm starting like this is because I have some stuff that I can't fit into frame over there in the usual spot that I record. So I'm going to show them to you now. But today we're going to be focusing on manga stuff at the beginning, Japanese related stuff at the beginning, and then we'll move on to books, and then we'll move on to comic books at the end. So feel free to skip around whichever section you like. So to start off, we're gonna have some posters here, or some prints, I guess you could call them. And both of these are manga related, so they still kind of fit into the manga section of the channel. So I got these from a food festival, actually. So Denton, which is a small city near DFW, it might be a suburb of Fort Worth, maybe, I'm not really sure, but it's about an hour away from where I live, and they had this Japanese culture festival type thing. It was actually supposed to be a food festival, but they did it at a mall, and inside the mall there was a kind of like a con kind of thing going on, where they had a floor, well actually it was just the kind of normal floor that they have at a mall, and it was filled with stands selling stuff, right? So it was kind of like an artist alley. And there was a few artists that me and my friend liked, so we bought some prints from them. Here is Luffy. Sorry for the glare there. Just gonna have to deal with it, but there you go. That's Luffy. This is by LYL, and this is amazing. I love this blue coloring on his hair. It really shines through because it looks kind of like normal. It looks like it's black when you're looking at it straight on, and then you notice that it's blue, and it has this kind of really beautiful effect to it. So I appreciate that. I think it's really, really good. So that's that one. And this one is a bit different. It's still a One Piece thing, and I freaking love it. I think it's phenomenal. Let's see if I can show you without glare. It's kind of hard to do. Let's see. Maybe like this, sort of. But yeah, as you can see, it's like that famous wave painting, and then they have the Going Merry there in the middle, and I really appreciate that. I think it's really, really awesome. So, yeah, this is by, I actually can't remember who it's by. I will leave a link to the two creators that I bought stuff from down below if you're interested in them. It's to their Instagrams because they didn't have a storefront, but I will leave a link to them. And I think it's awesome. I'll show you a picture that hopefully doesn't have too much glare on it now. And that's what these paintings look like. So yeah, that's it for this portion of the video. Let's transition over to our actual usual view of the haul video, and let's start with the haul. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next clip. Right, so let's get started. I showed you guys those posters that I got at the beginning of the month. I also ended up getting something else at the beginning of the month, and I got this and a few other things when my parents came to visit us at the beginning of the month, because they just hadn't seen us in a while. They came up, and we went to a bunch of different stores, different places. My mom was shopping for Christmas stuff at Hobby Lobby, and I ended up picking this bad boy up. And it says 35 bucks, but it actually only cost me 20, which is an awesome deal because Hobby Lobby, if you guys aren't aware, constantly has these sales going on, right? So every 2 weeks they have a different sale, and one of the sales that they have at the local Hobby Lobby is that any model kit that comes in a box has a 40% discount. And it just happens that day that we were doing Christmas shopping with my mom, or Christmas decoration shopping with my mom, they had this deal going on for this. And this is a model that I've been really interested in for a long time. I saw a Mecha Geikatsu video review of it, and I thought it looked awesome. But none of the stores that I usually frequent had any models of this, or if they did, they were really expensive. So when I saw this at the Hobby Lobby for 20 bucks, I really couldn't pass it up. And I think actually it was $21, not 20, but you know, close enough. And it looks awesome. I really love it. It looks like it's gonna be a really awesome build, and it's gonna have a lot of posability, which is really, really cool. So yeah, that's the first purchase there. Now let's move on to manga here, and some of this is kind of out of order, but it doesn't really matter too much. Broadly speaking, I got all of this within the month. I got most of it from Half Price Books, and the rest of it from Walmart, and some of it I didn't even have to pay for. So I'll show you guys what I'm talking about in a moment. So first of all, we have these two things from Half Price Books. I had to order them in from a different store because my local one didn't have it, but some of the other ones in the DFW area did. So I got Battle Angel Alita number 2 in the deluxe edition. I got this for $15. Actually, I got it for $14 because my mom works for a Katy ISD, for an ISD. She works down in Katy, near Houston, and because she has an ID from them, Half Price Books gives you a discount card. And she's like, look, I'm not going to use it. Just keep it for yourself and you can use it. And I've been really happy to have it. So here's Battle Angel Alita number 2. Amazing artwork here. Really great action sequences. And then I got Battle Angel Alita number 3. This is the deluxe edition. Again, I love this cover. I think her coming out of the wall like that is really awesome. Again, awesome artwork here. Lots of interesting imagery, you know, of all sorts of religions and all sorts of groups and peoples, just because it's a post-apocalyptic world, right? So it's all combined. These are used, but they're actually basically in near perfect condition. I mean, some of it feels a little bit looser than maybe I would like, but you know, even with new books, that kind of happens anyways. You know, Kodansha doesn't have the best track record when it comes to quality control. To be honest, maybe I would say none of the manga publishers do. But you know, for the price that I paid for them, $14, it's pretty great. So yeah, and then let's move on to some other stuff. So let's see. This is Magus of the Library number 1. This is a book that I've been trying to track down for forever. I got it at Half Price Books. This was from the headquarters here in Dallas. And I finally have it. I had it in digital for a long time. And I initially read it, and then I bought the second volume physically because I wanted to start collecting it, but then I just couldn't ever find any of the volumes. So I just basically had the second one in my library for forever, just kind of floating by itself. So I'm happy that I finally have the first one, and now maybe I can start trying to track it down the rest of them and hopefully have a full collection of it. But that's not really all that important for me right now. It's not a priority. It's just a series that I like. I think it's valuable and meaningful and important. But there's a few other series that are similar to it that I find a bit more passion for right now, like Bright Story, like Witch Hat Atelier, which is basically what this is. Like if you take Witch Hat Atelier and you combine it with like the trappings or the aesthetic of Bright Story, and you combine it, you get Magus of the Library. So that's kind of interesting there. Then I have this. So these are 2 volumes of the same story. And the reason I have 2 volumes is because I ordered this from from Walmart, and the day that it was supposed to come in, I couldn't find it. There was no package there with my name on it in our package room or whatever. So I filed a complaint with Walmart, and what they did was that they refunded me the money. They asked me to order the book again, and they gave me a $15 coupon. And so I didn't use the coupon, but I did reorder the volume. And so what happened is that I got this one. And this one has damage to it. I actually managed to fix most of it, but you can see that there's a slight discoloration here compared to here. And that's because the weird little plastic that they put on it to give it this matte finish was bubbling up. I used a hairdryer, and I just pushed it against the material until it got heated, and then I pushed it down, and that made it stick down. But as you can see, there's some sort of slight damage there. It's not actually damage. It's just that the plastic on top didn't stretch correctly or didn't shrink correctly, and so it has these kind of stretch marks on it. And you can see it goes on to the middle of the spine here. And so I complained again. I was like, hey, you guys gave me a product that isn't new, that isn't pristine, right? That isn't what I paid for. And so they refunded me the money again. They gave me another coupon, and they let me keep this volume. A week later, this one came in. I think my roommate just kind of found it at our doorstep, and they never said anything about it. I think this is supposed to be the original one that was lost. And this one is in basically perfect condition. It has a little bit of a twinge here, a little bit of an issue there from probably getting hit by something. But this is basically pristine. So I will keep this one, and I will add this to the giveaway pile that I have, this unhaul pile that I have. But For this book specifically, if anyone watches this video and wants it and you live in the US, just send me a message. If you pay for shipping, I'll send it to you with no extra charge, because might as well share the love with the series, right? So yeah, just shoot me a message, pay me for shipping, and I will send this book to you, right? So there you go. That's it. But it is the one that has damage, right? So be aware of that. You want to have a pristine book, but it will be for free, right? So yeah, then that same day that I was at the Denton Food Festival, I went to a movie trading company that was kind of out of the way, one that I've never been to before because it's all the way in Denton. It's about an hour away from where I live. And I saw that they had Gleipnir, and they had it for $5. It was on discount, even though it was it was used, so it should have been half price. But because no one had bought it in a long time, they put it on discount, and it was $5. And so I couldn't pass it up. This means that I'm nearly done collecting this. I have 5 books in the series left, and that's pretty great. I can't wait to finish collecting it, and then I will read through all of it, because there is no arc divisions, so I can't read it in parts, if that makes sense. So I'm excited to finish collecting it. Then we have Blue Lock, episode Nagi. Now, I watched the movie, and I didn't really like the movie all that much, because it wasn't really anything new, but I think that I will like the reading experience a bit more. And I got this from Kinokuniya. So that means that beyond just being a cool book, I also ended up getting a shikishi board, right? So the shikishi board is basically an image that's printed on a special cardboard, and then it has this printed signature of the creators of the series, right? So that's really cool. I have a nice little collection of these, and I might actually do a video showing you guys, but you get to see the two Itoshi brothers, and then you have Isagi, and then I think this is Oliver. This is the goalie. So this is supposed to be for the U20 competition arc, so that's pretty exciting. And I actually picked this out myself, but I realized when I got home that I made a mistake. I didn't pick the right one, because there's a very slight shifting there of the back matter. You can see it on the cover, and that's a bit annoying, but it's not so annoying that I'm gonna go back and get a different copy of it. I'll just leave it as it is. It's not that big of a deal. But mostly I just got that because of the shikishi board. I didn't want the Q Posket edition that they had, but it was like $50 extra, and Q Poskets are not worth $50 to me, so I'll just let it go. But that book is cool. I like it. I think that the artwork is pretty good, even though it's not by Yusuke Nomura, but the story is by Muneyuki Kaneshiro, so it should be on par with the original series. Then from Walmart, I got Kaiju number 8, number 11. I love this cover. I love this color. This kind of, I don't know what to call it. I guess it's turquoise, but it's not that green. It's almost like a seafoam color, if that makes sense. It's great. This is stuff that I have not read yet, so that's pretty exciting. And I love that they still give us a bunch of color pages at the beginning of the story. And look at that. That looks awesome. I don't know who the fuck that is, but it looks really, really cool. So yeah, then we have Miss Komi Can't Communicate number 30. There's 31 already came out, but they finally restocked this at my local Walmart, so I picked this up, although I could have picked up 31 as well, but I was a bit on a budget that day, so I didn't get it. But yeah, and then we have Poetry of Rand. This is a Titan manga book. This is one that I've been interested in checking out, but because of the thinness of it, I decided not to buy it. And I got it for half price, so it's pretty good. The artwork looks pretty nice, and I'm pretty excited about this, but I don't know too much about the series. So we'll see. I'll have to read it and let you know. So yeah. Now, I do believe that's it for the manga. So let me reset here, and then I'll talk about the novels, and then we finish off with the comic books. And I think the comic books are going to be the most exciting for me, because beyond Battle Angel Alita and this Kenbu, most of this stuff is just stuff that I needed to pick up for the sake of continuing on with my collections, and I'm really happy about getting them, but it's not necessarily super exciting. But with the comic books, I got something that I was not expecting to get. I got it for free, or actually I got it discounted, and then I ended up getting it for free because it had some damage to it, and Walmart was just willing to give it to me. So yeah, I'll tell you guys about it in just a sec. Let me reset really quickly. Okay, let's get started here with the books. So one of these is actually related to comic books, but it's about a historical kind of standpoint, and that would be The Secret History of Wonder Woman. I got this for $7, which is a really good steal. I got this brand new, so it's really great. I got it for like 70% off, basically. I picked this up during the Amazon sale that was going on. I think it's called the Prime Day or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but this is a history book about the creation of Wonder Woman. It deals with the male creator, the two women that inspired her, that used to be his wife and girlfriend or something like that. I can't remember exactly what the story is, but it's pretty awesome. There's a lot of text here, a lot of notes. So this is like a proper like university level type study, right? Like this is a serious literature work or work on analyzing literature coming at this. So this is all the notes that they have, and this is the actual book, right? So it's a pretty interesting concept. I've been wanting to read this for a long time. I think that the development of Wonder Woman is really interesting, at least from the little bit of knowledge I have about it. And I think that because Wonder Woman is my favorite female superhero, I think that it's really interesting to be able to see, you know, where she comes from, why she exists the way she does, and the difficulties that a lot of creators have dealing with her because of her origins, right? So, yeah, I just thought that'd be an interesting read, so I picked it up. I do want to start reading more nonfiction in the coming year. I think that it's something that I've neglected a lot, that I used to really read when I was younger, and I want to, you know, intersperse it into my reading going forward. So I think I'll start with this book, right? So yeah, then I went to the movies one day. I went to watch Wild Robot, and I loved the movie, so I decided to get the book when I had a chance. I got this for, I want to say about $6, which is, you know, a little bit cheaper than what it really is, so that's pretty cool. And I love that this is a kid's book, but that it has a lot of extra information about the creation of the movie. I think that this is valuable for children to get interested in, you know, these kind of ideas, these kinds of concepts, these kinds of, you know, trajectories in life. But also as an adult fan, someone that became a fan thanks to the movie, I find it valuable in the sense that it adds, what's it called, like information that I would be interested in, right? Especially in the last couple of years since I started the channel, I've been looking at media in a slightly different lens, and I love it. So yeah, I also really love that this is almost like a light novel where it has a bunch of illustrations everywhere, although this has more illustrations than a light novel, but you kind of get what I'm saying. And this is a really cutesy style. So yeah, this doesn't really fit what the style of the movie is like. They're kind of different, but within the context of adaptation, it's fine that they're different. And I know that the book is also different from the movie, but I don't really mind too much. My understanding is that the differences are pretty minimal. It's more about streamlining than it is about changing things, and I think that that's understandable. So I'm really looking forward to checking that out. So yeah, that's it for the Wild Robot. There's 2 more books in the series, and I do want to buy them, and I might actually just buy a box set of them that includes the first book that has like the original cover on it, because I like these you know, movie tie-in volumes, especially this one that's like an animated movie, but it would bother me that it doesn't look like the other books, right? So I might just end up buying it twice and reading this copy and having the other one just be like a pristine you know, collector item. So yeah, then we have this book here by E.E. Knight. It's not a creator that I like all that much, but this series of his, The Age of Fire, is a series that means a lot to me growing up. I have like a really weird core memory of this series. So I bought the first book at a Books A Million at a mall near my house down in Houston. And I remember getting the book for like $2 because it was a book that didn't sell. It was in their discount, you know, kind of like clearance aisle. I got it for about $2. I remember walking around the mall with my grandma and my sister and my mom. We were shopping for something my grandma wanted, and I had managed to snag you know, a treat out of it, which was the book. And then a memory that happens within the same year but a different time period, I remember reading that book in our living room while there was like a King Arthur movie that was made by Disney on the TV. And I was reading the book for maybe the second or third time that year as my family was getting ready to go to a party that I was not interested in, that I was going to be allowed to stay home for. And I don't know why those memories are so important to me. Like, I just remember them constantly and very vividly. And it relates to this book series, right? To book 1 in this series, which would be Dragon Survivor or something like that. I can't remember. Let's see if it says here anywhere. Dragon Champion. And it's great. It's a really wonderful story. If you like Aragon, you probably like this because this is a bit more adult than Aragon. It doesn't have a human character. It follows a dragon, but he is basically like a human. He has like anthropomorphic qualities, and he is like an intelligent creature. And you get to see this character who's named Aron, and then Arun later on as he grows into an adult, as he goes through life, right? And he's the dragon champion, so he is the survivor of his clutch, right? And then book 2 follows his sister, who is a female dragon. She's green. I can't remember her name. And then book 4, book 3, I can't remember what it does, but book 4, I think, continues following this guy, who is basically the runt of the litter. He managed to survive the struggle between his brothers, but he didn't get to live with his family. And so he has this complex about him. And he lives in a society that's pretty different from the society that Aron found himself in. And it's a really interesting book. It's a really interesting concept. The way that the stories are told are really interesting because you think that they're initially not going to be tied up. You think, why is this a continuation of the series? But eventually all of the characters do meet at some point. And it's really interesting how it works, right? And this is a book that I never managed to read. I never managed to find it. And I'm really happy that I did now, right? So yeah, that's E.E. Knight's Dragon Strike. Then I have some old books here. So we have Agent of Vega by James H. Schmidt. This is supposed to be some sort of Barbarella-esque kind of situation going on. And it looks pretty cool. I bought it just because of the cover, honestly. And it was like $2 maybe. You have Maren Zimmer Bradley's Sword and Sorceress. This is a short story collection. This is an anthology of heroic fiction. And it's pretty interesting, mostly because it's supposed to feature female characters predominantly, right? And I know that Maren Zimmer Bradley has some issues. I think it was her and Lee Brackett, maybe, that had some, situations happen that made them come off as bad. But I'm not buying this directly from anyone that could, get any money of it, right? This is a used book, so I don't really feel too bad buying it, especially because I don't actually know what the hell they did, right? But yeah, I'm just interested in this for the sake of it being sword and sorcery, for the sake of it being female-centric or female-forward, and for the fact that I paid like $2 for it. So, yeah, and then finally we have The Man of Bronze, Doc Savage. It was $5, as you guys can see right there, because there is a collector value to this, although, I should have gotten it for like 25 cents, but it is what it is. This is in really great condition, and this is incorrectly labeled. This should be book 1 in the series. But it's labeled 3 for whatever reason. But I saw that Half Price Books that I went to had like the first 20 of these in a row, and I thought that it'd be interesting to collect at least the first 10, right? Because Doc Savage is one of these classic pulp characters that are kind of very important to the development of superheroes. He's basically the prototype for Superman, or one of them, because there's a lot of debate, but basically it's understood that there's this story, I can't remember by who, that inspired Superman. And then there's John Carter of Mars, and then there's Doc Savage, right? And all 3 of these characters combined become Superman under a specific kind of set of circumstances, right? So, yeah, I wanted to read this. The price was pretty good. I mean, $5 for, a book is a bit much for a used book, but it's not too bad in terms of, like, the value that this book holds, right? So, yeah, and that's it for the novels here. So, hopefully that's pretty interesting to you guys. Let's move on to the comic books here. So let me reset here a little bit, and then I'll be back. So I'll see you guys in just a sec. Okay, let's just jump in right to the comic books here. So starting off, we have Joelle Jones' Lady Killer. This is the giant library edition of Dark Horse, and I actually got this for free, which is really exciting. I'm really happy about it. So what happened is that they... I bought this from Walmart using those coupons. I got it for a discount. I think I paid about $10 for this because it was at $25 at the reduced price, because Walmart always reduces prices of everything. I got it for $25. I used the $15 coupon that they had given me, so I got this for $10. When it came in, alongside all of the other troubles that I had with some of the other books that I bought, I complained to the Walmart associates. I was like, hey, I did it on Walmart.com. So I didn't talk to anyone directly in person. I talked to them via the computer. And I was like, hey, I'm a longtime customer. I constantly buy books from you guys. And usually you guys do a pretty good job. In this case, you guys didn't do a great job. There's some damage to this book because when I got it, it was full of dirt. Even though it had a plastic wrapping on it. So it almost felt like it was used or something. Although it was brand new. And it had some issues that I managed to get rid of. So there was a lot of peeling here at this edge where like the very top portion was coming off. I managed to glue it. I fixed some of these bumps here and there. And I managed to clean it with a slightly damp rag to get rid of all of the issues that it had, right? And this book was basically perfect after that. I mean, I have some issues with the corners being dented and the fact that it's not pristine. And that's what I complained about, right? I was like, hey, you guys fucked up my order twice this week. You guys gave me a book that isn't pristine. The reason I buy from you guys is because you guys have, good service, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I don't need you to give it to me for free or anything. I'm just filing a complaint, and I'm hoping that you'll return the money that I spent on one of the books. And the book that I was requesting the money back for was the Steel of Celestial Shadows, which is the book that I showed earlier. And the lady that was taking care of me, that was working with me, was like, okay, sure, I'll actually just refund you for both of the books because you have complained to us twice this week, and we'll give you another coupon. And so even though I didn't ask for it, the lady went ahead and did extra work for me and actually gave me a refund for this book completely. And so I actually ended up getting it for free. And I'm really thankful for that. I think that Walmart did a great job. Obviously, I didn't ask them to do it. They took the chance, took the extra step to do so for me because that's not what I requested. And so in that sense, I think they did their job wrong because they didn't listen to what I requested. At the same time, I do appreciate that they went out of their way to give me a better service than what I requested. So thank you very much to Walmart for that. I'm not affiliated with them or anything, but I really do appreciate that they gave me this book for free. So, here's what it looks like. I did crack the spine on this already, or I relaxed the spine. Sorry, that's the right word here. So this has already been treated, and broadly speaking, I'm just really excited to read this. I might read this next month. So, that's how I got Lady Killer for free. And, that's pretty awesome. From Amazon, I got this book for, I think, like $10, which is crazy because this is a $50 book. And this is Fantastic Four by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. This is part of the Penguin collection. There's 6 of these books, and I hope that there's more because it makes sense to have more of the classic characters have their own books. I would like Thor and Hulk and Venom, maybe, if you wanted to do a little bit more with Spider-Man. But I think that these are only supposed to be for the characters that started in the 60s, right? So I'm not sure if Hulk and stuff actually fit that, right? So this is Fantastic Four. This has a really nice feeling to it. So they have a similar texture, actually. So this is kind of like a plasticky, kind of like fancy, almost suede kind of feeling to it. This has a gold paint on it. This is not actually, gold foil or anything like that. This is more like a paint. It also has that plastic feeling, but there are some issues with it, as you can see right there. It does kind of peel a little bit if you have bad luck, but it's really good. I really like this book. I like the way that it's presented. I really appreciate that I got this for so little, like for $10. That's a crazy good deal. Brand new. It was awesome. There's a lot of work that goes into presenting this book, and then the pages here have a really wonderful quality to them. I don't know, it almost feels like satin or something different. Like the paper doesn't feel like you would expect. It's not like Bible paper either, like it's not like, it doesn't feel ridiculous. This feels almost like money, right? Like money has that kind of like almost cloth-like texture, even though it's still paper. It has kind of that feeling, right? Like when you grab a brand new dollar, it has this really interesting texture, right? And that's what this kind of feels like. And I don't know too much about the Fantastic Four, but I know the movie's coming out next year, and I want to support it, and I want to be interested in it, and I want to learn more about these characters. And so I got this because it was really cheap. So I'm happy about that. I love these classic Kirby designs here. I like the coloring here. I like how simple but interesting it looks. And I can't wait to read more of it. I know that Doom also shows up here at some point. Yeah, there you go. And I'm really excited to read this. You know, classic 60s comic books are not books that I go out of my way to read, but I am interested in them, right? So I'm happy that I got this, and I'm very excited to get it around to reading it. So yeah, then we have Wonder Woman Year One by Greg Rucka and Nicola Scott, and this is the deluxe edition, so this is a large, oversized book. I got this brand new, although at a used price at Half Price Books. I ordered this from a different branch. It was wrapped in plastic, brand new, and this was about $14 as well. And I actually like the presentation here. I think that the artwork's not necessarily my favorite, but it's pretty interesting. And this is supposed to be a retelling of the origin story of Wonder Woman from Greg Rucka's run. I think it was, I can't remember if it was Rebirth or before New 52 when he wrote this. I don't remember, but it doesn't really matter too much. The point is that it's another origin story for Wonder Woman, and I have quite a few of those already, and I haven't read any of them. So hopefully I'll read this one. Then we have Wonder Woman, The Just War. I got this just because it was a hardcover, and I like Carrie Nord's artwork, so I picked it up. Although I think that it's not really my favorite here. I think the way it draws Diana is a bit odd, but everything else is really awesome. So, yeah. I don't know what this story is about, to be honest. I just picked it up. It's by G. Willow Wilson. I don't know who they are. I think that is a woman creator, but I could be wrong. Yeah, this is a new era of comic greatness for the superhero. Collects Wonder Woman 58 through 65. And this is apparently exclusive Barnes & Noble edition that has some background stuff. So this is basically a deluxe edition without being a deluxe edition, if that makes sense. Because this is still a normal sized book. I did not know that they had special editions for Barnes & Noble of comic books. But that's pretty cool, I guess. Although I don't really see where the extras are. Oh, here we are. So that's cool. I'll read this when I get a chance. Yeah, I just like collecting Wonder Woman books. So, yeah, moving on to single issues. So here we have Wonder Woman versus Conan 2. And here's the first one. I got these from Half Price Books and from Movie Trading Company. I got them for $2 a piece. So that was a $4 set of books right there. That's pretty cool. And then we have our single issue comic books here. So let's see. We have Dick Tracy number 5. Remote Spaces number 4. This is the end of the series. Dick Tracy was also the end of the series, or the first arc. And I'm not going to collect any more of it. And thank God this is over because I didn't really like it all that much. Here's Thundercats number 8. Pretty good book. Here's Red Sonja number 14. I love this cover. I think she looks awesome like that. Power Rangers versus Usagi Yojimbo. This was a great little collection, I guess, or a little interaction between these, a crossover between these, and I really, really enjoyed it. I love the art style there as well. It was really cutesy, and I liked it a lot. DC All In Special. This was pretty awesome, actually. Although it doesn't actually feature these characters. Like, they show up barely. It's mostly about Darkseid. And there's 2 sides to this story. So you actually get about 2 issues worth of story here in 1 issue for $5. So in this case, this is a great value added option, but $5 for a single issue of comic books is a bit ridiculous, even though I do sometimes pay that price. So here we have Battle of the Blackstone. This took a while to get to me, but my comic book store finally got the book shipped to them, so I finally got my hands on it, and this looks amazing. This is Rob Del Toro showing Solomon Kane fighting Conan, and this does not lie. This is what happens in the issue, so I'm really happy about that. You have Superman, My Adventure with Superman number 5. This is the penultimate issue, and this was really cute. I really enjoyed this story a lot. I have a lot of fun with it. This one dealt with some harder emotional kind of situations, which is pretty cool. Transformers number 13. Awesome story, awesome artwork, at least for the cover. The interior artwork is by Jason Howard now. And to be honest, his artwork is good, but it is by far the most tame out of the 3 artists that have worked on that series so far. So it's not really my favorite. I'm kind of used to Daniel Warren Johnson's crazy artwork by now, and Jorge Corona has a different style that I really appreciate too. So Jason Howard kind of felt bland compared to them, if that makes sense. Although his artwork is still really nice, it just doesn't, it doesn't feel the same as the other ones. Wonder Woman number 14. I feel like this is exactly the same as the first cover, or very similar, and I think that's wrong. But it just gives me the vibe that this is like an issue 1, even though it's technically an issue 14. This is the end of the first arc of the story, basically. We finally get to see the birth of Elizabeth, or the birth of Trinity, and it was pretty good. I liked it. It was very mythological, and I appreciate that. And it's a really interesting way of like dealing with the fact that Diana's origin story is kind of messed up, because Trinity does have a significant single point of entry that is an origin story similar to the one that Wonder Woman should have, right? So I like that. Here's Conan number 16. And this is the end of this arc. We have another arc coming in November, and I'm very excited about that. And let's see, what else do I have? I have a few more comic book issues here. We have Ultimate Spider-Man number 10. Awesome, I loved it. That covers a little bit of a lie, but it's not exactly wrong. Here is Dark Knights of Steel number 4. Awesome, I love this. Here's Flash Gordon number 3. I'm really enjoying this. It's very classic, you know, Sword and Planet kind of stuff. Planetary romance, I guess, is really what it would be. And it's pretty awesome. And we have Witchblade number 4. This is a great issue. I really, really loved it. So, yeah. Finally, I guess this is the last bit of stuff here. We have Justice League cards. So we have Batman and Wonder Woman and Superman and Blank. And then I have another set that's incomplete. And this I got because my local comic book store had a bunch of extras of these, and they were like, here, just take them. It's all good. You know, everyone wanted Batman. Not everyone wants Superman and Wonder Woman. So, yeah, I will be going down to the comic book store today because it's Wednesday, and hopefully I'll get the Darkseid one to finish up a set. But we'll see. I'm kind of sad that I have to go after recording this video, but it is what it is. I'll have those books that I buy today in the next haul video. So yeah, that's it for today. I had a lot of awesome stuff here. I did not expect to have that much stuff this month, but things happened the way that they did. And I'm pretty happy with the haul results, although my personal life is not really that great right now. So hopefully this was good enough to give me some pep in my step today. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. So yeah, see you guys later.